Something's got to change. Everyone tells me how it's their dream to be in the fishing industry. You have to love the process. Be yourself, be who you are, and that's the biggest thing I can tell. If you're not funny, don't try to make funny videos. If you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
That. Is there any last recommendation you could give to someone that wants to turn fishing into their living?
I get this all the time. Everyone tells me how it's their dream to be in the fishing industry. You have to love the process. There is no easy way into this industry that is very, very political, and it's very who you know. What you have to do is you have to love the process. The more that I gave to others, the more that I served my purpose, the more promotions and more I've moved up the ladder and opportunities. When I stop that and I can start to serve myself again, that's when the doors close. So it's the more I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to give it all up. I'm just going to do the best that I can, keep locking in, like it's just continued to grow. And you have to be able to still learn, still be, like I said, be a student. Be a student of everything. Be a student of life and surround yourself with good people. Some people do fish to get away from their problems and they don't face it. You don't face those problems, they're still going to be there when you get off the water. And the only way you can get better mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, is you have to accept it within yourself. Shit needs to change. This road that I'm going down is not good. And you have to consciously make that change. Now, fishing has helped me because obviously now I'm working in the industry, but just going out and doing all that, creating the content, I love it. But it still had to get to a point to where I had to make a conscious decision. Like, I'm sick of living like this. Something's got to change. And it just like growing on social media, it doesn't happen like that for everyone. It was a lot of trials and tribulations, both in the military and on the civilian side, where I would just hit a certain point where I'm like, all right, I got to change. Like, stuff has to change.
So at the end of the day, what you're saying, and I didn't ask you about this, but is authenticity and being real your number one recommendation for how to be a content creator?
1,000%, especially in this world that we're in now. This not only is a lot of it cookie cutter, but now we're in this AI world. And so being authentic, being yourself, and the viewers, whether they're the consumers of your content or people within the industry, or like me and you just met just randomly, you know what I mean? It's one of those, when someone's full of shit, you could sense it a mile away. You could sense it a mile away. So just be yourself, be who you are, and that's the biggest thing I can tell. If you're not funny, don't try to make funny videos. If you don't know what the hell you're talking about, don't try to be informative.
Right.
So but you have to have value, right?
Yep.
What is that person going to gain out of it,